The feedback tool allows you to quickly provide feedback to students on the assignments that they've submitted. In order to view those assignments, go to Dashboard, select either group or individual assignments depending on how you assigned the lab journals to your students. You can see in the Review category, View means that the student has begun working on the lab but is not yet complete. You can see the % complete over here. Once Check appears, that means that the student has submitted the lab for you to review. And this is what the feedback tool looks like. You have information about the lab at the very top, such as the title, the student that submitted the lab, the iteration you're on, so the number of times it's been submitted, the status, if there's a due date, when it was last modified, and how long the student spent on the assignment. To see information about the step that the student completed and the questions were included in, you can click this icon right here. You can see the question as posed to the student and the student's response. And then you can provide feedback for that response. By clicking on this box, you activate the feedback library. The feedback library was built by other educators and has useful comments that you might want to provide your student as feedback. You can drag and drop those comments into this feedback box. You can also provide personalized feedback for your student. This feedback can be categorized as positive, neutral, or negative, and this helps with the analytics portion of the teacher tool. You can share the feedback that you provide in the feedback library by clicking the Share button, or if it's something that's just between you and your student, you can just click Add Feedback, and it will be added to the student's feedback but not shared in the library. There's additional information provided for each question. So once again, you can see the information provided in the step that the student was completing. You can see if any teacher notes were provided on this question or on this step. You can also see if there's an answer guide provided for the question. So for this, an answer was provided. Moving down, you can see the experiment that was submitted by your student. You can see the data they got back as well as the graph. If the student needs to rework a question, you can select the Rework Question button. If you'd like them to rework the entire step, you can select Rework Step. You can also have the student rework the entire journal. If you go to the very bottom, you can have Rework Lab. You can provide overall feedback for the student. And this is the very first thing that a student will see when they log in to review the feedback that you've provided. If you're still working on providing feedback, you can hit Save. If you are completed, you can hit Save and Send. This will send the feedback you provided to your student. If you've asked the student to rework different questions, they can resubmit their work to you for more feedback once they've completed their assignment again. So you can see it was successfully sent to the student. Go back to the dashboard. It shows that it was sent to the student, and the feedback ratio shows that we gave mostly positive comments.